and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome here to an update on our pivot targets this summer, because remember guys, that is the position that is the absolute priority for Xavi, the top priority, and it's a position that so far this summer we are yet to make any serious progress on. But is that about to change? Because as of the past few days, we've started to hear now a few new targets appearing, because we've had some rejections, haven't we? We've had complications there with Zubimendi, with Kimmich of course, the extremely audacious target that we've had in that area. Now the new ones appear to be Marcelo Brozovic is one of those, who isn't exactly a new target for Barca, given that we were very heavily linked with him back in January, a rumoured swap deal at the time potentially with Kessie, and he is a player, Brozovic, the club clearly like. He's 31 years old right now, he's a more experienced player in that area, and he's enjoyed another excellent season at the heart of Inter's midfield, and Barca now have appeared to start taking some more serious strides to sign him this summer. The biggest problem right now that Barca have though is that Brozovic also has an offer from Saudi Arabia, and it's a big offer too that he apparently is really considering. So Barca competing with Saudi Arabia for Brozovic, and that may just be why Barca now have added another target too. In the past few days we've started to hear links to Dani Parejo, the Villarreal midfielder, and we have been linked actually with this man so many times over the years. I remember there when he was back at Valencia, we were linked with him what seemed like every summer transfer window, and he's now 34 years old, playing under Quique Setien at Villarreal. He has been an incredibly consistent performer in La Liga over the years. His contract actually expires next summer, and it hasn't really been mentioned at this stage what Villarreal would want to part company with him this summer, but I think it's interesting right now to hear the links to Brozovic, and especially now to Parejo. Doesn't that seem to you guys like more of a short-term approach? And right now I think the names that we're hearing at Barca, they are quality players, they absolutely are, and they're actually players I feel who could come in and operate well in a Xavi Hernandez midfield, but to me they look more short-term options. These players look to me ones that you'd bring in for the time being if you couldn't really get your primary options now. Like I say, we've been unable to get Zubimendi, we're not able to get Kimmich, it looks like this summer, so I just wonder now whether these are stopgap options, players that you bring in on a shorter term basis so that then in the future we can go back out maybe and bring in the kind of player that Xavi wants. But like I say, these are still quality. But what do you make of it there, guys? Would you be happy with Brozovic coming in if we were able to get him this summer and convince him to accept our offer instead of that one from Saudi Arabia? And on Parejo, I'm sure that you're all very familiar with his game. What would you make of him in Barca colours there? And could he be the man to ultimately replace Busquets on that shorter term basis? So let me know guys at this stage what your thoughts are on those two relatively new targets, and I will see you soon with all of the latest updates both here and over on More Talk FCB. Thank you indeed for your consistent support, but until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.